Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you're anything like me and you want the absolute best for your free best friend's diet, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're tackling a super common dilemma involving a fruit that's probably sitting on your kitchen counter literally right now. We're going to break down the superfood science and, yeah, the hidden dangers of sharing a crisp apple with your dog.
So can dogs eat apples? It's kind of the ultimate question, right? Picture this. You're slicing up a delicious, crunchy apple for a healthy afternoon snack. Your dog gives you those famous puppy dog eyes, and you just freeze. Your mind races like, wait, is this actually safe? It is a massively searched question, and honestly, for good reason. As health-conscious pet parents, we're constantly trying to balance making our dogs happy with keeping them safe and healthy.
Well, I am so happy to deliver the good news here. Yes, your dog can absolutely eat apples. In fact, as we'll see in the data, apples are a fantastic addition to their diet. But there is a catch. While the flesh of the apple is this veritable goldmine of nutrition, there's a really crucial safety pivot we need to talk about before you just toss a whole apple to your pup. But hey, before we get to the danger, let's explore exactly why you should be feeding them this amazing fruit in the first place.
Section 1. Superfood benefits for dogs. You know, a lot of commercial pet diets really lack raw, essential nutrients. Adding superfoods helps bridge that gap. And the absolute super weapon in apples is a specific compound called quercetin. Think of quercetin as a literal superhero ingredient for your dog's body. It's a highly potent antioxidant found naturally right there in the skin and flesh of the apple, as well as in other superfoods, by the way, like kale and cherries. But what does this superhero actually do once it gets inside your dog's system?
Well, just look at these superpowers. Studies show that the quercetin found in apples actively helps fight cancer, and it plays a major role in heart disease prevention. By simply adding a few fresh apple slices to your dog's routine, you're actively introducing antioxidants that hunt down free radicals, protect their cells, and really support their long-term cardiovascular health. So it's not just a tasty treat, it's proactive healthcare wrapped in a delicious package.
Moving on to Section 2. Gut health and prebiotics.
Beyond just fighting off cellular damage, apples do something pretty spectacular for digestion. Now, we hear the word probiotics all the time, right? Those are the good, living bacteria in the gut. But here's the thing, those good bugs need to eat, and that is exactly where prebiotics come in. The soluble fiber found in apples acts as the essential high-quality food that nourishes those good probiotic gut bugs. If you want a healthy microbiome, you have got to feed the bacteria, and apples do exactly that.
So, what happens when those good bacteria actually feast on the apple's prebiotic fiber? The science tells us it shifts the microbiome in ways that are totally vital to gut health. It promotes the production of essential molecules and actively increases short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. And why does this matter to you and your dog? Well, because an increase in these specific fatty acids is directly linked to a lower incidence of infectious bowel disease in dogs. Basically, a healthy gut means a much happier, comfortable, and resilient pup.
Section 3. The danger. Apple seeds.
Okay, so I want you to read this direct quote pulled from our sources on substances that are poisonous to dogs. Apple seeds have cyanogenic glycosides. Let that sink in for a second. Cyanogenic glycosides is a massive, totally intimidating scientific term, but what it actually represents is a very real, natural defense mechanism of the apple plant. This isn't just a choking hazard, guys. It is a chemical hazard.
Let's break down the mechanics of this danger really simply. If a dog swallows a seed completely whole, it honestly might just pass right through. But if your dog chews the apple and that tiny seed skin is broken or crushed by their teeth, a chemical reaction happens. The cyanogenic glycosides mix with enzymes and actually release cyanide right into your dog's system. And as we know, cyanide is highly toxic, completely interfering with the cell's ability to use oxygen. This right here is exactly why you can never simply give a dog a whole apple to chew on.
Which brings us to Section 4, Safe Serving Guidelines.
Now, please don't let the seeds scare you away, because unlocking the superfood safely is actually incredibly simple. First up, always wash the apple thoroughly to remove any surface pesticides. Second, and this is absolutely non-negotiable, core the apple and meticulously remove all the seeds, making sure that toxic center is completely thrown away. Finally, just slice the safe, fleshy part into bite-sized pieces appropriate for your dog's size. That'll prevent any potential choking hazard.
When you take those extra few seconds to wash, core, and slice, you are taking active control of your dog's health. You're providing them with cancer-fighting, gut-healing raw nutrients that, frankly, commercial foods just cannot match.
It is such a small effort for a massive lifelong payoff for your furry best friend.
Which brings us to a really fascinating final thought. If a simple apple can offer such incredible scientific benefits like quercetin and prebiotic fiber, what other human superfoods might be hiding in your kitchen right now? Sweet potatoes, carrots? We've really only just scratched the surface of functional foods for our pets. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep asking those great questions, keep learning, and I'll see you next time as we uncover more science behind the things we interact with every single day.